Hi, I'm Leon Lovelace, and this is Unstoppable Force. I got a news story for you guys from The Guardian. This is about the death of Karen Batts, a homeless woman that really shook Portland. Okay, the maintenance worker found the woman just before 2 p.m. She had made her way inside the parking garage in downtown Portland, Oregon. Now stood in the corner of the second floor, mumbling something the worker could not understand. The temperature was about 18 degrees Fahrenheit with the wind chill. The woman started to remove her pants, a common reaction to severe hypothermia. He ran to get help from a parking attendant, but by the time they returned, Karen Batts was lying on her back, naked from the waist down and unconscious. At 2:16 p.m., medics called Portland police had notified them that Batts, 52, was dead. Within days it emerged that months earlier she had been evicted from her apartment in part because she had been unable to pay $338 in rent. The death of Batts on the 7th of January has shaken Portland like few other events in recent memory. The city's image of itself as a bastion of liberal values and affable quirkiness is increasingly undermined by the plight of its homeless residents. Amid unusually brutal weather, Batts was among 4 homeless Portlanders who died of exposure in the first 10 days of 2017. In the same period, a homeless woman was found holding a dead infant at a bus shelter. The medical examiner ruled it a stillbirth. The toll on the city streets is rising with each passing year, up from 47 in 2011 to 88 in 2015. Of the recent deaths, Batts appears to have resonated the most, and while her death had made headlines, a deeper investigation of her story raises difficult questions about whether Portland is failing its neediest citizens. About 5 miles from where Batts was found, there's a white craftsman college and a middle-class, rapidly gentrifying Hollywood neighborhood. It seemed impossible to do anything. I was trying to help her, he said, but I just kept getting resistance. I'm not going to read the whole article because it's pretty long, but it just goes about her struggles and how she had some mental health problems, so it's hard for her to keep a job. But she wasn't like forced to stay at a mental health facility because she just having a lot of problems with just kind of having a normal day-to-day life, just because she kept having alcohol problems along with her mental health problems. And it just kept her in just, her life was just kind of always in flux from what the article mentions. But the one thing that we do need to talk about is gentrification. It's because pushing poor people out of a neighborhood to make it nicer for wealthier residents, that just exacerbates the problem of homelessness. Because where are those poor people going to go? Because if they've done studies about if you just keep pushing poor people to just one concentrated area, it's just not great for their morale in there. It just kind of just increases crime because just low poverty. But one thing is that they also need to just start. I've read a couple studies. He talked about how if you just, or I also heard this on NPR actually, and they talked about how if you just demand people to clean up from, drug and alcohol problems, and then give them help, serious help, like give them a house, free of charge, or give them, a permanent house they could live in, and not give them a house. People don't really respond to that, and it doesn't really help the problem. But they've shown that if you actually give people a house or give people a permanent place to live, say, here you go, you could live here, then people could say, oh, I'm secure, I have a solid place of living, I have a little bit of stability, and then they could actually clean themselves up and help fix some of their, their alcohol or abuse problems and so forth. So actually Portland's, from the article, it's looking like they have done a shitty job of that. That instead of just giving people houses or giving people a place to live, say here, if we have a few houses, a few apartments where homeless people could live so they're not homeless anymore, free of charge. The city of Portland takes care of this because we need to make sure that homeless people aren't dying and aren't suffering because we care about them. We want to make sure that we're taking care of the weakest and the most vulnerable people in our society, because it's easy as fuck to take care of the wealthy people. Actually, it's kind of counterintuitive to taking care of the wealthy people. Because if you're invested in making sure the wealthy people have all they need and they want, you can't really take care of them and at the same time say, oh, we got to make sure that the homeless people and the mentally ill people and black people and Hispanic people and immigrants and Native Americans are taken care of. Because sometimes the wealthy people say, you know what, to take care of me, you got to fuck those guys over. So actually, you got to make sure they take care of the poor and the neediest. Because the wealthy people, they don't need taken care of. Corporations, they don't need getting taken care of. Especially the big wealthy corporations. We need to take care of the weak and the sick. We need to take care of the weakest people in our society. Because that shows you the strength of a nation. Because everybody could take care of the wealthy. That's easy. Because in fact, they don't need taken care of. But society does need to take care of the weak people. Because actually that's going to create more problems when you don't take care of them and they die. And that helps create more people that are in their position. Because you're just pushing all your time and your energy and your money, your capital to take care of wealthy people. Because like it says in the article that homeless people died more in 2015 than it did in 2011. So, because I was homeless for a little while during the 07-08 crash, and the citizens of that city that I was in at the time, they weren't benefiting by helping the well-to-do people over me, because I was having problems with not having any income and not having a place to live. So if you just kept on just rejecting my needs and my wants, that problem was just going to keep growing. Because there's plenty of people that are homeless too. So just keep that in mind. All right, thanks for watching.